I'm going to keep this short and to the point, because it's all been said before by far more eloquent people than me, and our words have no impact upon you. Therefore, I'm going to talk to you in a language that you understand. Our words are dead until we give them life with our blood.
Over the sirens of the police cars, we hear us shout, the streets are ours. The streets are ours. The streets are ours.
Individually, we can do amazing things by signing petitions, by protesting, by marching. Collectively, we can be even more powerful. There are ways of changing the world by peaceful means.
The British system is not democratic enough. The representation is not good enough of the people in the House of Parliament. This is the only way in which you can effectively protest in Britain, right?
It helps create awareness because many people are going to be walking past these protests. So, they're realising what are these people protesting about. So that's why we use rallies and stuff to try and create awareness and also let our frustration out, because sometimes it can get vented up when we're hearing about these issues and not really taking any action.
When you're being oppressed, you rise up. When you're oppressed and you protest, you just have the law enforcement come down on you, such as what happens in Egypt. And individuals, not only Muslims, everyone sees this. So as a Muslim, when he sees that he writes letter after letter, protest after protest he attends, and constantly tries to contact his local MP, and he sees nothing is being done, and only sees things getting worse, then they are driven to take other measures which will have an effect.
The Russians, they got defeated after the 18 years of occupying Afghanistan. Victory didn't come by protesting.
Yeah, it looks fine. Really good.
If we actually thought, if I thought it would actually make a difference, then I think I consciously would.
I think we all think that nothing makes a difference, but if we all collectively done something about it.
But the question is what?
But we all think to ourselves that, no one's doing
happen. There are a large crowd of people that get together, but
I don't know what the Muslim population of Britain is. Is it 1.2 million or something? If everyone got together, I'm just saying top of my head, if all of us...
million-man march?
I think the 7/7 attacks, for the reason behind the motive behind it, we don't have to look further than, the will and testament that was left behind by those who committed this, this act. And this is nothing but a response to the illegal occupation of the Muslim lands.
That's with the acts of terror. I don't think it actually improves our situation. I think basically when we have acts of terror, it gives more impetus to the government to act against us.
That's just like saying the 7/7 bombing. Okay, we disagree with the government policy, let's go in and kill innocent people, blow up. And what's going to happen is it's a negative effect. Do you know what the white people are going to do? Oh, all the Asians, all the Muslims are the same, but it's not right. You've got a bad few bunch who think from their backsides, which has a negative impact on the whole Muslim community in the UK.
We have to play to our strengths. And in the West, we still do have a voice. Tony Blair tried to even stop us from speaking outside of Parliament, but we do have a voice. We can make a change, but we can, we have to be engaged to make that change and get involved in politics.
Ideally, obviously, it'd be a civilised and proper way to do it if everyone voiced their opinions in writing to the MPs, but in practical terms, that's not really going to happen. I can't imagine everyone's going to do that.
Change it from within, become active.
To be honest, we have to wake up, whatever the public says, it's not going to make a difference. It's all about who's in power. And it's not us, it depends on America, because we just follow Americans, do you know what I mean?
So I can understand young people's frustrations, but you know what? sitting back and doing nothing is not an option either. In fact, I am very surprised when I hear young Muslim men and women say, what's the point? Because the Quran is a book of action.
Occupy Muslim land, rape, torture, steal wealth of the Muslim nations, and he killed them, carpet bombing, women, children, the disabled, mentally ill, everyone. He expect the same that's going to happen to you, you know. So you have to change your foreign policy. You have to be fair, so in order other people to be fair with you. If you don't want to be killed, don't go and kill people.
On that note, mate, where does it say in Quran, go and kill people? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't say anywhere.
I don't know anybody, none of us certainly believe that that's the right way to... It's wrong, it is wrong, I mean, it's completely wrong.
We learn that we as Muslims were brothers and sisters of one another. So when you've learned that this is your brother and your sister abroad, and then you see catastrophic things done to them, then you feel sad and you feel upset. And this is what I think is probably driving them to go there. They feel it's their obligation to lift this oppression that is placed upon them.
We need to be realistic. Everyone just cares about our own families. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got kids. Your priority is your immediate family, not what's happening 4,000 miles away. Yeah, it bothers us, but in reality, will we do anything? No, we won't.
So you'll find Muslims who will say our loyalty is towards the UK government, when Islam itself preaches that your loyalty should be only towards your Lord and His Messenger.
My opinion is not because I'm a Muslim, I'm British, I'm Scottish first, yeah? I think from a Scottish level, not because I'm Muslim, religion is separate, okay? So these people who say Islam or Muslim, this and that, it doesn't make a difference, you know? War's war. A human life is a human life, it doesn't matter where you come from.
Go on to any university campus, it's not a generation of young Muslims that have been radicalised by war in Iraq and Afghanistan. It is a generation of young people who have been radicalised. These wars have nothing to do with religion. And, you know, there are extremists on both sides.
Why say British Muslims, yeah? There's quite a lot of white people who are against the war. So why can we join forces and not say British Muslim? It's not about Muslims, Jews, Christians or whatever. It's about having a personal opinion and disagreeing with the government. It doesn't matter on your religion or colour, end of story. I think we are doing this the wrong way. Do you know what I mean? It should be if you're against the war or for the war, full stop. We shouldn't say as British Muslim, because then you're saying, okay, that's a separate group within a community.
A lot of the fallout from the anti-war movement was that young Muslims did realise that they could engage, they could mix with non-Muslims. Non-Muslims got a greater understanding of what Muslims were about. A lot of young Western feminists began to realise more about the hijab. And out of that anti-war movement, out of that one single march, came a unity and comradeship that is the envy of all politicians because, you know, talk about integration. There was integration.
I think it will do something, even if the message is not taken into consideration now, but later it will be taken into consideration, and the world will bear witness that people spoke against this injustice, especially the continuous occupation of the foreign forces in Iraq and in Palestine. So, I mean, if nothing is done now, but history will exonerate those people who spoke against this particular injustice.